Listen, honey, if y'all want a hot girl summer, this is the channel for you, and this is the tutorial for you, so subscribe. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel and my very professional setup. It feels really good to be sitting back in front of my studio lighting, but let me know how you guys like my last video where I filmed it in front of a big old window with no studio lights and natural lighting. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. But besides that, today I am going to be filming an affordable makeup tutorial using drugstore makeup products for summer. So I think this video is gonna be really awesome. I got in a couple products that were sent to me by ColourPop, so I was like, ooh, those are cute. I want to use them in today's video. So I have the So Very Lovely eyeshadow palette, and it's so cute, right? It has a really, really good mix of colors here. We have some purples, we have some orange tones, yellows, golds, and then we also have like some purple shades in here. So we'll see what I come up with. I may need to change my shirt at the end of the video because it may clash a little bit, but we'll see what happens. If you guys are new here though, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to subscribe, and also like this video if you enjoy my content and you want me to film more videos just like this in the future. So with that being said, I've rambled on. I really want to get into today's look, so let's zoom in and let's get started. So you guys already know I love to do all of my skin prep off camera. To start though, I am gonna go in with some of the Glow Screen Super Goop SPF 40. I love this. I feel like I talk about this in every single video, but girls, guys, do not skimp out on your sunscreen. Like, look at this. The formula is very, very nice. You can see it has nice luminosity to it. And I go ham with the sunscreen. I just go all in because I really want to protect my skin from the UVA and UVB rays. Now this is more of a tinted sunscreen, so it's not gonna give you that flashback or that like white cast that we all hate whenever we think about sunscreens. So I'm just gonna work this in. And I'm also gonna work it down my neck a little bit because we also wanna protect that area as well. Now, I feel like for my base makeup today, I definitely want to do something like a little bit more. I'm not even gonna say anything. I always say, I wanna do something like this, but then I do the complete opposite. We've been there, done that. We're just gonna go with the flow. Next up, I'm gonna go in with some eye primer here. I'm going to be using the P. Louise Base 2. I found this like a couple days ago and I literally screamed because I haven't been able to use this in such a long time because I misplaced it. You know, when you misplace your favorite product and then you find it again? Girl, it was that moment. I am going to take this on a fluffy brush and I'm gonna use this to prime my lids. Like, do not skip priming your lids. I can't express how important it actually is. When I was in Miami, I skipped out on eyeshadow primer and face primer as well, and then I went out that night. Girl, my makeup was gone. Like, my eyeshadow was non-existent, and I've never experienced that in my life. So if you really want your eyeshadows to stick to something and last all day long, eyeshadow primer is a must. I cannot express that enough. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop into that ColourPop eyeshadow palette I showed you guys in the beginning of the video. So gorge, right? I'm gonna take the shade right here. It is called Craftworks, and I'm gonna take that into my crease as my transitional shade. I'm just gonna go in big circular motions here. And this is gonna act as a really, really pretty wash of color. The next shade I'm gonna take is this one. It's called Eyelet, and as you can see, it has that really, really beautiful like peachy undertone to it, which I think is really gonna complement this look and make it a little bit more like summer appropriate. I'm taking it on that same brush and I'm really placing it here in the socket. I'm like really tapping it in, and then I'm gonna blow it out by going in these little circular motions here. By the way, you guys, when I was in Miami, I did attend a Scott Barnes makeup masterclass, and I learned quite a few things from him. I know a lot of people were asking me over on my Instagram stories if I would recommend a masterclass. If I'm being completely honest, like, while I learned just a little bit of tips and tricks, I don't think that the tips and tricks were so significant to be able to recommend his masterclass, and that's just from my standpoint. If you guys have been to one, let me know. I just feel like a lot of things that he taught within the class are actually pre-recorded and other things that I've seen like online and YouTube, so it wasn't like any new knowledge or any new tips or anything like that. But he is a really, really talented celebrity makeup artist, and you definitely have to give props to him because he has come such a long way in the industry. But yeah, it was fun. It was definitely my first like in-person masterclass, so it was an experience. I'm really interested in seeing like how other makeup artists host their master classes. So if you guys know of any good master classes with different celebrity makeup artists, let me know, because I'm really interested in learning from like the celebrities right now. Now I am going ham with this, but you can see the eyeshadow is very, very pretty. It is soft, which you guys know is something I love. I am gonna smoke it out a little bit with a little bit of the shade called Dreamcatcher. I'm not switching brushes at all, so I'm still using that same one brush that I started with. Ooh, this is pretty pigmented. It definitely has some kickback in the pan. Doesn't mean it's a bad eyeshadow. It just means that it is very softly packed and the formula is really, really soft. So I'm just taking this and I'm tapping it in my outer V, and then I'm just gonna smoke it out. I definitely feel like this brush is a little too big though, so I'm gonna switch to more of a smaller brush. This is the Morphe M433. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with that blending brush, and I'm just gonna go over the edges in big circular motions. Now, if you're new here, a really big thing on my channel is blending. I feel like if your eyeshadow is very well blended, nothing can really go wrong, unless you don't use eyeshadow primer, then things can go very, very wrong. But I really like to put a big emphasis on blending. So we're just going to town here, right? We're doing the damn thing. And I need you, and I miss. Now you can definitely do one of two things with this look. You can go in and really do like that really sharp cut crease look, but that's not a look I've really been into anymore. So I'm just going to skip over that, and I'm gonna go in with the shade here. It's called Tea Time. It's such a beautiful copper shade, and this is going to be my base shade. I'm actually gonna build on some other shades and just kind of do like my own custom color and cocktail with it. So I'm just taking a flat brush. This here is by ABH. It's an A3 brush, and I really like this brush for packing on color. Look at that. Look at that. That's such a beautiful orange, rich copper that looks insanely stunning with the matte shades we already put on. And it's blending so well. One thing I really love about ColourPop eyeshadows is that they're extremely affordable, but the blendability, the pigmentation, and the overall quality is insane. Honestly, I don't know how they do it. Like, they really kill it every single time. Another thing I really like about this brush for just packing on color is that it's not like a really, really flat brush. As you can see, it has some fluff to it. So I'm also able to get in there and really just diffuse out this line here, because like I said, I haven't really been into that very sharp line cut crease look for a while now. So I love that this helps me blend out that edge, so that way everything looks very nice, seamless, and blended. The next shade I'm gonna take is this one right here. It's called Braided. Look at this, look at that pigment. I already put a little bit on the center of my lid, so I'm just going to tap it. It definitely gives off a really pretty like halo effect. And I will say, one of the main reasons I don't do halo looks anymore, I feel like I used to do them so much, is that I was looking back on my old videos and I realized that one of my lids has more lid space than the other. So I tend to lift this brow up more than this brow over here. So this eyebrow is a lot more lifted, so whenever I do halos, I feel like it draws just more attention to that, and that's not really what I'm into. It's not a look, it's not a vibe for me personally. That girl is on fire. That's how I feel looking at this in the viewfinder. I'm gonna go right back into the shade called Dreamcatcher, and I'm gonna use this to really start to intensify like my outer V area. So again, I'm just gonna tap here, and then I'm gonna use this shade to really buff and blend it into all the shimmers. I like to do this after my shimmers are placed, because then I can see exactly where I need to stop blending this color inwards. It's just my method of doing makeup. So one thing I really love to do whenever I'm working with gold is take some kind of gold liner and really just amplify the gold that I put on my lid. So today I'm going to be using this one right here by Rimmel. This is the Wonder Swipe. It's a 2-in-1 liner to shadow. I really, really love this shade here. As you can see, it is a really pretty gold. I do like to wipe off a little bit of the product on the back of my hand, and then I'll go in and just kind of like swipe it on in the areas that I want to be a little bit more intense. And then I can kind of pick up whatever I have on my hand, and this just allows me to control the product so it doesn't get too overwhelming. So let's go in with our liner shade. I will be using the shade called Topanga Boulevard, this one right here, on a liner brush, and more of like an angled brush. And I'm really gonna work this in closest to my lash line. So I'm just going to press. So I feel like with this shade, I'm getting the most fallout. Like I didn't have any fallout leading up to this point, but for me, it doesn't really matter. Like I really don't care about fallout because I can easily clean it up. I do like to do my eyeshadow first, just so that way my base is as clean and beautiful as possible. I am gonna take an eyeliner. This one is by Makeup by Mario. It's in the shade Deep Plum. You guys have heard me talk about these liners so much on my channel, and I really have not been able to put them down. So I'm taking that closest to the lash line. It is kind of like the same color as the eyeshadow. So I mean, if you build the eyeshadow up enough, it may even look just like this. I'm gonna take the opposite end of this pencil and I'm just going to smudge it out. Then I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna continue blending it out with a little bit of eyeshadow. I want this to be nice and soft. I really don't want it to be harsh by any means. So go in with that eyeshadow and just use it to really smudge out the line. So what I'm gonna do now is I am gonna take a brush like this. This one is by Bare Minerals, and I'm gonna take a little bit of a potted concealer here. You can use really whatever concealer you have. It doesn't have to be high end, it doesn't have to be affordable, whatever you have. And I like to take this concealer and I like to take a little bit of it and blend it down. And I actually use this concealer to lightly soften up this edge here because I don't want it to be too sharp, which is why I do use concealer. And then you'll see I'll go in with a fluffy brush to really just diffuse out that edge, because we want like that smoky liner look. We don't want that sharp liner look. So now that liner is done, I'm gonna go in with false lashes. I will be using this style right here. This is by Salon Perfect. These are the Winged Demi Collection lashes in the style 692. You guys, these are so incredible. I love them so much. They kind of flare out towards the end. As you can see, they're super, super wispy. I've been wearing these a ton, so I'm just going to put on a fresh pair for the purpose of today's video. I got these at Walmart, by the way, like 2 for maybe $7. Such a great deal. So I'm just going to apply my lashes with this right here by Duo. This is a Line It, Lash It eyeliner and lash adhesive. I'm just gonna take this straight to the lash line, so that way I could just stick my lashes directly on top, and it's just so much easier to apply lashes this way. So now that I have lashes on, I definitely want to move on to face primer, so that way we can start really bringing this look together. I'm gonna go in with this right here by Milani. This is a fairly new product. This is the Illuminating Primer. It has vitamin C and provitamin B5 in it, which is nice. So it has a little bit of skincare. I feel like a lot of brands are actually including more skincare within their products, because during 2020, I feel like the focus was really on skin, and that's still the focus now in 2021. So really, really nice. I'm gonna see what this is all about. Okay, so that's what the consistency looks like. You guys are actually getting a little bit of a first impressions in today's video. So I'm just gonna work this into my skin to really just prep it for the foundation. Look how glowy and just dewy my skin is after using that primer. Primer is a must for me personally. Like I can't not apply it because I live in Florida, so my makeup does tend to like slip and slide throughout the day. So it's really important that I prep my skin well and properly for makeup. I don't know if any of you guys like primers or hate primers. Let me know down below in the comments. Let's have a little bit of a chat. But besides that, I am gonna go in with my base product of choice. Today I will be using this product right here by e.l.f. I did a full-blown review and demo on it. I actually compared this foundation to a high-end foundation. So if you guys want to watch that video and see the side-by-side comparison, I will have it listed up here in the cards. But the shade I will be using today is 240W. I think that this is gonna be a fairly decent match for me personally. I actually had to pick up a backup of this because I completely ran out of my other one. I'm also gonna mix in a little bit of 280N because it is a little bit deeper than 240W, and I do have a little bit of a self tan going on, so I really want to make sure everything matches the rest of my body. So I did actually pop on a little bit of concealer. This is by e.l.f. This is the Hydrating Camo Satin Finish Concealer. It is a really, really beautiful finish underneath the eyes. It's not too drying at all. I do prefer this over the original one, so that's just my preference. I'm gonna take the Total Face Sponge and I'm gonna use this to buff and blend it out. I like the shade too. It's light sand. It has more of like a peachy undertone to it, and I feel like it just looks beautiful blended in with that Camo CC cream. Literally so good. Now to set my under eye area down and in place, I will be using this powder here. It's by I Heart Revolution. It is more of like a peachy tone loose powder. And one thing I did learn in the Scott Barnes masterclass is that he incorporates a lot of like peach colored powders to bring life back into the face, which I found to be very interesting because I feel like for so long, all anyone ever spoke about was like banana colored powders. So I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna see how I like it. I'm just gonna take that peach powder on a brush though. I'm not gonna bake with this, and I'm just going to set that concealer. You saw that I had to go back in with the sponge and make sure I didn't have any creasing because, I mean, if you set it, it's gonna stay creased all day and I don't want that. So that looks really, really pretty underneath the eyes. I'm also gonna take this here on my chin and also set all the other areas where I did put that concealer. Another thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up some of this powder here and I'm just gonna press it into the skin. I'm just using my damp sponge to do this. You could also use a dry puff, really whatever you want. I just find this to be easier because I already have it next to me, but a puff works great too. Let's talk bronzer really quick. I will be applying this one right here by Physicians Formula. I really love this one. It literally smells like a tropical vacation, and I say that in almost every single one of my videos, but it smells so good. It really does. It just adds a really, really nice warmth to the skin. Now I'm not contouring with this. I'm not really gonna contour today. I'm really just bronzing up the skin to add some color. I'm also going to take this bronzer down my nose. You guys know I love a good nose contour, and this just works perfect for that because I find that it blends out really nice. If you're not into nose contour, then you're just not into it. I feel like it's not for everyone. For me, I like it, but do whatever it is that you're into. No judgment here. Everybody does makeup so different. So, I mean, knocking the way somebody else does makeup isn't really the way to go because there's so many different ways and techniques of doing things. So whatever works for you and whatever gets you to your end goal. So let's go ahead and talk about blush really quickly. I have two here from that same ColourPop collection. One is called Georgette, which is definitely more poppin'. And then I also have this one here, which is called Chiffon. This is more of like a pearlized blush. So what I think I'm gonna do is I am gonna go in with this one because it is a satin, and I'm gonna take it on this angled brush by Fenty. This is the Face 125. And I'm just going to take my brush and get it into the product. I do really like these Super Shock blushes by ColourPop. I feel like they're so pigmented. So I'm just taking it here, closest to my hairline. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that pearlized blush and put it directly over top because I feel like that's gonna give it such a gorgeous finish. But look at that pigmentation. I feel like we're definitely going for like that hot girl summer look, that very monochromatic look. But yeah, I'm gonna take the pearlized one. Literally so pretty. Do you guys see that shine it gave my cheeks? Like definitely more of a highlighted look without looking like chunky glitter or anything like that. Now speaking of highlight, I am gonna go in with this duo highlighter here by Milani. This is in the shade Power Up. It's one of my personal favorites. I'm gonna take it on a brush like this, and I'm gonna take the cream and I'm just going to take it here and then just brush it back into my hairline. Now you can go in with the powder, but I just find that it gives me a really, really intense glow, which really isn't what I'm going for. So I'm just gonna use the cream today. The only time I'm gonna use a powder is just like on the bridge of my nose. So I'm gonna put it here and then also down here. All right, so let's go ahead and finish off today's look with the lips. I do have a couple of the lippy sticks from that same ColourPop collection. I have Nice Things, I have Fab, I have Soft Side. I do want to do a couple of swatches here. So this here is Soft Side. It definitely is more of a brown, definitely reminds me of that 90s style lip. And then we have Fab. Ooh, this one's really, really pretty. And I feel like this one is right up my alley. Look at that nude. I think I might use that today. Let's be real. And then this one here definitely is gonna give off that monochromatic vibe. It definitely leans a little bit more like peachy. I think for the purpose of keeping things a little bit different, I'm gonna go in with the shade called Fab, but I need a lip liner. I do like to use a Milani one called Saucy Toffee, so I'll put it right here. It definitely is a spot on dupe for KKW Nude 2 lip pencil, so check it out. I just can't find mine at the moment. Then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of that Fab lip color. And because you guys know I live for a good gloss, I'm gonna go in with this one right here by L'Oreal. This is one of the Infallible Pro Glosses in the shade Frosted. So I did zoom out. Y'all already know the drill at this point. Zoom in, zoom out at the end. But let me show you guys what the skin looks like. Like, it is so pretty. Look at this. Like, granted, I went for a very full coverage look. I did, but my skin still looks like skin. It looks so pretty. Look at the highlight, look at the glow. So incredibly natural. Ugh, I'm literally loving this look. Definitely a hot girl summer makeup look. If you guys try it out for yourself, make sure you guys follow me and tag me over on Instagram. I would love to see. And that is pretty much it. I was gonna do my hair and stuff, but I feel like this just shows off the makeup that much more. So I hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys love it. And if you guys want me to do a more affordable drugstore makeup series for summer, let me know by smashing that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.